Hello, New York. Anyway, we are here again to the trial, I think. Ah, Gina, how are you holding up? God damn it, Gina! I started to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders. Genie, are you alright? Why are you saying anything? She's doing that tsundere stuff, you know? To keep up to his character. What's the point? Eh? What could this trouble if I say hide of likes of me? What? What, you saw it, a picture? What picture? What picture? That picture? Ah, you mean this? The photograph taken by Hurley's red-handed recorder. Well, I didn't think I would have captured a still like this for sure. Yeah, that's actually very bad for us. It's all bliss. Anyone who sees that gonna take a did it, ain't it? Well, the one pretender was a bit of shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court. Sure, you gotta have this dogs about me, eh? You can still think I'm innocent. Of course I can. Ginny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Yeah, actually, can you bloody tell us? Luna cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still. We really like to hear it from you. Alright then. Okay. We're all ears. Okay, it was after I had dinner together at your place, right first, Yaris. Then we all ate chadab in your office, then anyway. Yes, I remember that. After that, I just couldn't get sleep. So I slept out and went to the street 221 to Wendy's bag place. I didn't know. Yaris' story is they are not the hand of Baskervilles. Really, what about it? Nothing. But if you ask me, there's somebody with that sheriffs don't like. Somebody with it don't want people reading. Otherwise they lied to the Irish about sticking in a lag with money back for safekeeping. At least that's what we thought at the time. So broken window bags. I just didn't know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea what I was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the lock, it's not inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I'm gonna stop doing the accent. I'm sorry, what the hell is this? It's a shadow, right? The tail lamp can't repeat the window. What do you think you're doing? Ah! I nearly died. I did. The next thing I knew. I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving his eye like this. I don't know what. Yeah, it was a this is weird as shadow. Oh yeah, this is all black here and there is. Never mind. Oh, you are the girl who was here this afternoon. I didn't think Big Boxer went for armed robbery. The Manta script. Have you got it, dear? Comes a little bit of load puppets with you. Story. Beg your pardon? The hand of the something or other, if there is. I want to see it! I'm sorry, young lady, but it's sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers. I don't want her. What do we do with her anyway? I just want to see her. That's all. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I don't know if Sholmes really porn in the air or not. But just let me see it. It's all I go. Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop winging my around my cunt, would you? So the alcove unlocked the storeroom door and we both went inside. Oh, a chest. It was there, alright? The Manta script. She was wearing an iron after all. Real dad just to check for me, Ginny? Ginny? Anyway, then there was a bit of kick-up out in the main of the shop. Skulking brothers arrived on the scene, yes. but they were not alone. What was that noise? Someone's breaking in. Yeah, me. Is there some burgers convention here tonight that I don't know about? I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. Well, go and take care of it. Could you possibly have my gun back? Oh, well, I come over here then. No, don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. And we there, look at the gun out the names and walk back out into the shop. Back store, like it says, that you may hear that we had a war was bam. It sounded like they got in a bit of a scrap. Started to think I should happen, see. So I was just about to go out and store myself when bam bam. There are a couple of shots cut off. 2 I think. Same time. Then there was a right on me foot, lying face down the floor. Was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it quick as you like. Because I thought whoever had shot Mr. Winnieback might come for you. Yeah, so I went to grab old Curve's gun. Could be able to fire a list. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. She did. Winnieback was a goner. I collapsed. I felt funny in my head. I was sad I carried it easy. And after that, I don't remember anything. It must be when you pass out, you know. Then they done what I do. They will call if you might still believe. You tell the police everything you just told me. Because I did, but they didn't believe a word of it, did they? What they said was I kept telling lies and make things even worse for me. You're right, Ginny, don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Runa's about the real culprit, the BL. The Coldwood was there in the afternoon. That Eggert Benedict. I still remember all look at me. Like I was nothing. Was there that night? Wait, what? We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty. I guess he's something Arthur. It's AG, right? If I recall from the first 2 letters. AG, yeah? I don't know. Arthur something. McGirbert. You can leave in all Runo capable hands, Eugenie. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, come to trust me, I don't get it. Me either. What? That's something to say? Say it! Maybe you forgot what happened here before. Could it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGill told you a pair of lies. Well, he threatened you, but, well taken. And you got bugged truther over with me, and told he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Oh. What I thought was the best at the time. But the pain of the terror of judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. So that I'd be on your side at the bitter end, no matter what. No matter what. But why if I'm Lee? Because we're working at another killer after Hukel, you know. I was once in your position, Gina. I was accused in a trial. You were? You were? Were you? Before I left China, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one would believe it was me who done it. Oh, Runo. But there was a person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. My bestie! Kazuma, why you have to die for the plot? Ryunosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need is put your faith in me. I'll do the rest. Why, Kazuma, you had to die like that? I was so happy I cried. Even you're an accidental murderer. But even then, someone inside of me couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he has an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I develop an absolute unwavering belief in him. Come on, character development. Yeah. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What are you saying? I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing you. You don't need to worry, I won't let you down. Even though I'm a diver and no good liar. Oh, there was a theory that oh no. No, I'm not one of them. You are not like McGilton, I know that. Huh? That's right, you are our friend, Ginny. Iris, you're better than you think. We come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust. Yes, that's real we need to know. Exactly. Isn't Lestrade the name of another detective? Mr. Naruhodo. I. Lestrade. Investigator. I cannot recall. I didn't read all the books. I only remember some of the episodes of the season. But the story is completely different, so whatever. Defend Gina Lestrade, a legal representative. Go proceeding are about to resume. Please enter the courtroom immediately. Yes, of course. Why can't I have to die like that? Oh shit. I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to pour your fate in one and another. I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their fate on. This is at last the final chapter, the final battle! No, it's not. I'm sorry, guys. No, it's not. There's still probably another trial if I'm not wrong. Wish me luck, Susada-san. I hope you are watching over me, the partner. Partner! No, forget you. Katsu. A hereby called this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zisk, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately. My lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of this carriage, it will seem, so it takes the sweet time. I see. This delay makes me worried. It makes me something like, oh, they killed him off? Already? Let us turn out eventually Inspector Gregson precise of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. And authority defense chemical analysis of the blood and zinc mix for a compelling argument. I cannot permit such untried methods to be used evidence in my courtroom. There's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me, a very big mistake. Yeah, everyone knows that. My lord, somebody a witness has arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him the stand. Mr. Edgar Benedict. Did I expect to cross paths with him again soon, and certainly not like this. Thank you for compiling with the court's subpoena on such a short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as a representing member of the London Society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon. Ashley Graydon, Communication Officer. Mr. Graydon, I believe, works at the London Central Communication Station. It was kind of very unlucky for him to have one of these jurors standing. Now perhaps somebody would like kindly explain what is all about this. You were apprised for the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at the pawnbroker's on Baker Street. and some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation indeed. This is really beyond joke, you know. So, he should be evidently got shocked somewhere. Very well, without further delay, I will hear the testimony now, Mr. Graydon. So he must have lost a substantial amount of blood. But since he even went to work, this is getting a little bit harsh. I respond to the accusation made against you under oath. He still has the moves! He's totally fine! Gladly, my lord, gladly. Were you not shocked? He still moves like that. Accusation. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of the pawnbroking services from time to time. You're still suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into a place on the night of the murder. I have no intention of admitting to such unoutrageous accusation, even if a certain party were present claimed that my blood was found on the scene. Some scrummage detecting a home-brewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. Well, you should have a wound, right? No, you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective story. Was the will of the jury and our great British justice system demands that the jury will be upheld. Then it will seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. Ouch. By golly, how long am I expected to be detained here? If following the defense a cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established. You will be free to leave immediately. Well, good, then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. So consolation, at least. Let us hold up Mr. Graydon, and longer necessary counsel proceed with the cross-examination. So we met again, Mr. Egger. Oh, it is Mr. Graydon. I'm just gonna call him Egg Benedict for forever, just to spite. My apologies, you are Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. You have met. If you say so. Ashley Graydon, enchanté. So? What? Ugh. I trust we can conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding your fleshy hat while we do. Beat your... I'm gonna beat your contradiction. Naturally have occasion, okay? No. Let's explore it. Anyway. Ball was found at the scene of the crime, there's no question of that. Mr. Sholmes' chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that blood is mine? It could be equally the blood of one of these two miscreants. Every individual blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Sholmes' chemical is able to differentiate. Spare the science a lesson. Who is this Sholmes' Carter anyway? You don't know who Mr. Sholmes is? Monsieur Londoners will know the name. He's a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective! Oh, come on! We know he has, okay. Trouble in it. Great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we? Well, okay.
Excuse me!
Excusez-moi, sire. You have something to say about that, Mr. Skulking? What, me? No, the Mr. Skulking next to you. Right, I've had half the air with this. How many times are you gonna tell you? Yes, I know, you are not big brave Skulking. Big brave. Mr. Nash Skulking. Good blimey, Governor, you. It's not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke a truth that went through your mind. Would you care to share that thought with the court? Me thoughts, don't even on, them must have been. What? Mr. Nash Skulking, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Graydon just spoke? Nothing, honestly. No, I was just thinking. Where's an arm around, there's much more. It will be arm wound again. That's all. What wound? Where I took the bullet, of course, it was only 2 days ago. Ain't gonna be held up yet. But I was, well, you know, was worrying for him. And, oh, El Bellies. Mr. Graydon? You hear that? Oh, so he was shot. What? Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord. Yes, Mr. Graydon. I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. We know that some other than the victim was hit by the bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. Yeah, I agree with that. And from the height of the bullet, the wall, that person was likely to have an arm of thereabouts. Perhaps you are allowed to co-officially examine your arm, sir. But I found that reportedly clasping with your right hand is a if in pain. No, I refuse. Oh, you can do that? I see. I have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to the common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. And I already said I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take office in the insinuation that I was anyway involved. You claim you have nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery. My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to the grade down formal testimony. I guess we're gonna present a picture. Very well, counsel. Or maybe not. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graham.
Hold it!
Never had anything to do with it. You forgot that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on that very afternoon of the incident. Obviously, I am not complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for a name to furnish my suit.
Objection!
No, you were there to redeem an article. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Excuse me!
He was there too. He even ran away from the police. Do you have something to that, Inspector? Come on, gay, sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector, that afternoon? Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in a pawnbroker that afternoon. Your young Japanese assistant and the accused were all present as I recall. At that time, the witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article. Well, no. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. What? But you must. I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What goes on? Kirky showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed in the window panels. Yes, of course. Indeed, and the gentleman picture bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I say. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop the afternoon in question. At no point have I denied the fact. I merely entered the shop to peruse the article on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more. This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Graydon might be trying to cover his track. But why will Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? That's all this is going to say on the matter, is it? What do you think, Bruno? I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the less chance he was giving to himself away. The complete opposite of Hurley, then. He seems to think that the more he said, the better. I guess that at least I managed to prise a little more information on these witness lips. Well, thanks to the Skulking brothers. Yes, they were the key of it. To it after all. So he say he had nothing to do with the Windybacks. Well, we now know that's not true. Perhaps now will be a good time to have a proper look through the court. Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information could become a valuable weapon.
Objection!
Have you ever seen these discs before, Mr. Graydon? Why is this supposed to mean something? This dick was until the day of this murdering point, Mr. Windybank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Estrada, that afternoon, however. Somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from here. That somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you're mistaken. That was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life. May have escaped you notice, but there is a small smear of blood on the disc. And yes, resulting from an abrasion of the turnabouts. That's right. The surface of the disc covering the 100 tiny metal bumps. The scheme is to acquire the disc, the time of the person who tried to take it is suffer a minor laceration. So, while the disc bears the remnants of the skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the time of the person in question must bear the remnants also, the form of the scratch. Good gracious, indeed it must. Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow coffee to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow to examine your tongue? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with... It all seems I underestimated. What is the meaning of this? So you're admitted now? You admit you have a scratch on your thumb! From when you attempted to take the seat from the defendant! That's so... I don't know why I'm doing... Order! Well, Mr. Graydon. It will appear that there has been something of a misunderstanding here. Do not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of the pawn? Well, all seeing Mr. Graydon, well, in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. As you wish. But I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. There is a note on this saying for McGilder, but it belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by that Jews, that filthy god at the link on the day in question. He proceeded at once out the shop in order to explain my situation and reading my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later, that same night. That's true, actually. Did I hear you correctly, sir? No, there was, actually, no. McGilder said the famous London philanthropist? There was still a box. Did he actually recover the box? Who perished in his very courtroom? No, because the room was closed. Who perished in his very courtroom 2 months ago, after being acquitted of distinctly messy murder. Yes, my lord, the one and the same. Oh, lord, Mr. Graydon, are you saying that Mr. Gagard and yourself were acquainted? Yes, that's correct. Order? Well, I certainly expect to hear the name Arthur here in courtroom again. According to what Gina told us, the disc was placed in the pawn of that fateful night. Mr. McGilder himself gave instruction that it was at the windows. It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him, isn't it? It's unlikely he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Windyback in order to get his hands on McGilder's disc for some reason. Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please. Hold it! Yes, he was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it? That's right. It was the very man. Apparently the police are collecting evidence that has a connection to Mr. Guida's evidence. Excuse me! Wait, what? Is something wrong, Inspector? What do you mean? The last remark by Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed a trouble in some way. No, he didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilder's possession? I can't tell you something like that, Shanshin. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets? Yes, exactly. You should know all about it. Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. Remembered now through the capital for his great contribution to public life, yet he had a dark side too. Where are we going with this? Bansists. I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of these nefarious activities, aren't they? That's enough. Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not at the liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief of Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. The bottom line is, if you wanna get more out of it, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart paw print first. What's all this about? It's like there is something going between Rex and Lord Van Zisk here. Well, it would appear that the Inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord.
Hold it!
Well, perhaps you seem to sample your value among the forfeited items. No, not at all. Oh. Oh. Our valuer was brought in the police to assess everything in the shop. With the exception, every article on the shelf was common old guarded bric-a-brac. Bric-a-brac? What? Bric-a-brac? In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGilded's disc. Have you not been listening, man? Even if I want to recover the disc, you may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. I was no more in the shop that night than I, as I keep saying, simply had no reason to bring in. So there's nothing we can learn from the shop tonight that this man would have been after. What if it's really true? Runa, if you have some evidence, then let me have it. And I just hear with that irritating, assured expression of his color. Then when we realized it was going to be arrested, the British Army was moved. Regina forced her to take the redemption tickets. There's no doubt about it. That witness is lying through his pearly white teeth. Police were obviously after anything left behind by Mr. McGilded as well. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc in custody that day. But Grexy being very strange about all this, there must be a reason for that. I'm sure I just don't know what it is. For now, I'm in need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Graydon is lying in his testimony.
Objection!
This disc was deposited at Windybank's on Magnus McGilded extraction. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it.
Objection!
It would be easier to buy it, to be honest, at this point. Conjecture again, and in any case, the disc was taken in custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbroker again that night. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true. Mr. McGill had another article in pawn at the Windybanks. As this, second pawnbroker ticket proves it. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilded at Windybank's pawnbrokery, and the reason you brought into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the skulking brothers. Good. This is the second ticket, is it? What had the man deposited? An article description reads one small box. A rather vague description seemed to me. I agree with that statement. I suggested I broke into a pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box. There are adequate grounds to suspect that you did. It's absurd. My own head would do such a thing. Once the article has been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There will be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft. That's a good point. Yeah, that was my point. I mean, indeed, the Winters make a solid argument. So what it means for some reason, this grey down fellow needed a small box that very night.
Objection!
Why the hurriness? It's time to put an end to these nonsense, my lord. Could you be a less cryptic, Lord Van Zisk? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite uncontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Windyback's pawnbrokery. Rest assured, the prosecution can prove it. Oh, what? Oh, gracious. So they didn't manage. Show the photographic prints of the code, if you please. They failed, basically. Yes, sir. A prints. These prints were taken from one of the detective security cameras. Hurley had red-handed records again. As previously explained using the plan of the shop layout. The victim establishment by furnished the location, yeah. Down to there, we received his customer, the others was scout shelves. Yeah, we remember that. So there was the information of this season, a small box had been forfeited already. 2 days after the incident, at 9 p.m. on 13th of April to be precise, which means he will have been on the shelves of forfeited items in the shop front. Now what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. There's 11 p.m. and 15th of April. It's still there. It's there, even the lie is. I think it's this box. I could be wrong, but I feel like that. It's 15 certainly very helpful shop, it would appear. And then we have another print. Or maybe this one. This one's taken out 2 hours after the incident. Can I see the difference? I see, so we have 2 pictures to compare. Compare it. You spot it. Guys, you spot it? You spot any particular differences? No, there's nothing. No, there's nothing. I don't see anything. But I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. I don't see anything. Yeah, me, that's starting to make my head ache. Obviously, as Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one possible motive in this case. We explore the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life. So your men have already compared these 2 prints truly, Inspector? Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it, sorry guys. You see it? I don't see it. Actually, I see it. This box is being moved. Yeah, you notice? Slightly to the left, slightly to the right. We counted every single item each to these photographic prints. You think that he managed to get hold of the content in it and left the box there? Yeah, our conclusion that exactly the same number are present in both. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery of the night in question. My learned friends that surgery is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. I already solved it for you, Ryunosuke. I don't believe it too. I could have just showed the story make good upon the box. Are you wounded, boy? Just stay still. I might have been able to break him down at last. You know what, Runo? I've been thinking. What if these 2 photographs are exactly the same? No, they're not. They're clearly not. What? Wait. So, Counsel, in the light of the new evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? Seems that in fact, one line requested nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you upset the prosecution assertion? I don't know. I don't know if stolen is the right word. Could there be something hidden in the discrepancy of these 2 photographic prints? Point out the discrepancy. Well, use a piece of evidence. Point out the discrepancy. I wasn't sure of this, but there's a clear discrepancy between these 2 prints. What? Yes. 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 You must identify the location in question for the court counsel. The guy who proceeds the location is in which you speak. This?
Take that!
Granted, these 2 prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them. What? There's a chance that he took the content of the box, but I believe he needed the box. When you view 2 pictures stereoscopically, thanks hacks. A single error stands out as being different. The location of this small box. Wait! Unbelievable. I kinda look ridiculous. By Jove, you're right, how extraordinary. What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGill, that small box was indeed not stolen from the witty bags on the night in question. However, There cannot be doubt that somebody picked it up in this particular box, then returned it to this place on the shelf. Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGildet is in fact? Yes, the very same small box just identifying those photographic prints. Mindless guesswork, what is it was. What? So a box was moved on the shelf, nothing was stolen. Which means, quite simply, that nothing has changed. That may be true, but... Alright, Mr. McGildet wasn't stolen then. But that's the fact that it was moved. Changed everything. Changed everything! I don't know what it changed. I believe it has changed everything about the case. How can it possibly be? The crucial point is in fact that it was moved was a small box. In other words, we have considered there might have been inside the box. And that's my problem. He maybe got the content. What are you suggesting? He got hold of the content. I'm suggesting that we need to examine the box as soon as possible. A little piece of evidence sitting on the shelf at the window bags of this tree. That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can possibly be relevant to this trial. The court does not upload your objection, Lord Francis. Bailiff, arrange for officer to go Bakery Street at once, obtain the small box in question, and bring it back here for further examination. Yada yada yada. We should have a report within a half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while, until the evidence is brought forth. To be hard-winked by such a farce, disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord 16. This is nothing but a smoke screen, a Nipponese speciality, it will seem. Nipponese! What are you trying to say? My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning, that this witness' intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilder from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the article have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place. Exactly! It will be beyond absurd to break in our place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property. I'll be the judge of it. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilder perished months ago, immediately after the conclusion of this trial. A trial which he was found not guilty. A trial with which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. So I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. The article this upstanding member of society upon were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of his pockets and a small box. I assure you I would accept even if your man tried to make a gift of such things to me. You know, that does make a rather lot of sense. It's not that it's gold jewels, it is. So goodness, Mr. McGilder was rich enough. You're gonna pose a couch upon broker is quite certain of that. The prosecution argument is undeniable compelling. It is incumbent of the defense now to bolster its argument. To explain what possible significances commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have. Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable? Are you able to show proof that the disc of the box are in any intangible way related to this case? Well, what's the matter? We know that they are related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence. Yes, of course, you and I both know that, but we know Mr. McGilder, the true character. Know that disc is significant if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that Mr. McGilder's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. That's the face argument was flawed, based on false information. No. That would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury. But Ginny? So, yeah, could be that Van Zisk, you know? Was why he was doing this now, because he anticipated everything? But maybe. This could be a great opportunity for us. Sorry? What do you mean, Iris? Well, what is that you always say, Runa? Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time. I guess. Alright, then exact significance of the things that make God the depositing with Mr. Windybank. It's something that only Gina can explain to the court. If I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could critically damage our chance to win this case. What's the right thing to do here? I guess we have to. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal. Oh, what proposal, counsel? While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGilda's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to a witness stand. The defendant? To what end? Not to read the various articles deposited at the Windybanks by Mr. McGilda, my lord. If Lestrade has information related to them, it will be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the article in question, once and for all. Well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you will consider the implication of the testimony you are proposing, in particular, the impact it will have on the accused standing and indeed your own. I have. Lord Van Zisk, you care to explain that last remark? The prosecution accepts the defense proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself. Very well, if you have no objection. So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defender, Miss Gina Lestrade. And also, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna quick break. Well, quick. You're gonna see the next episode tomorrow. No worries, no rush. Take your time. Have a cup of tea. Enjoy the day. And see you again very soon.
Objection!